Well, my intro didn't work. All right. Well, let's just start. I don't know what's wrong with the music.
We've
Is
been
this
getting some
working?
viewers lately, probably copyright infringement,
Yeah, more than likely. That's
Yeah.
probably what's going on is copyright infringement.
Yeah. Happens.
So, welcome everybody to the Sammy's and Beer podcast. We appreciate you all so much for stopping by. We've got a very special episode ahead of you tonight. As always, we are live on Twitch and YouTube. If you want to chat with me, you can go to Twitch. If you want to chat with Thomas, go to YouTube.
Actually, pull that.
But it is a very special night because it is Thomas's 30th birthday.
You just ruined my shot, by the way.
You were going to do a shot to yourself?
I'll still do the joke, but it won't be as good anymore.
You didn't warn me not to wish you happy birthday in the intro of the show.
I thought you were gonna do the shot to me, so I was gonna do the shot first. So I was gonna say, "Damn it, it's okay. I'll still do it."
Okay.
We have a lot to talk about, mostly about Mexicans and the alien and the egg.
The alien and the egg.
Yeah, TikTok told me there's an alien and an egg in Antarctica, and TikTok doesn't lie, so definitely not propaganda for the Chinese government.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm gonna do my shot first.
Okay.
So there's two people I can mention right now. Today is a very important day, a very special birthday. Today, the legendary Tom Selleck turns 80. And I love him.
He's that fucking old? Holy shit.
If I turned 30, he was 50 when I was born.
So, man, that guy's a stud.
He's still acting, still in it. Also, Oprah Winfrey's birthday.
Hey, he still does Blue Bloods, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey, like, that's the one you want to bring up?
I mean, it's just another gee whiz. Adam Levine as well.
Who's that?
Lead singer of Maroon 5.
Oh. I knew who it was. I just wanted to see if you did.
Oh, yeah. But Tom Selleck, happy birthday, buddy. Here's to another, hopefully 10 more. I don't know. You're kind of old, but love the mustache.
Iconic.
Incredibly. That's where the joke was going to go. I was going to line it up like, oh, I'm going to wish myself a happy birthday and then talk about Tom Selleck. It's fine. Oh, that was yummy. Did a truly flavored vodka. Pineapple mango. Very yummy. Very delicious.
Really going all out for that big 3-0, huh?
Hey, I went. So a tradition I've started, because I don't really know when his birthday is that I get a steak on my birthday and my dog gets a steak on my birthday. Granted, he gets top round steak. He's not given a fucking ribeye. He's getting the cheap cut, but he gets to have a nice steak dinner today too.
You made a steak for your dog?
Yep.
You're that guy now, huh?
I guess so. I love him. He's cool. He's my little buddy. Ooh, I have a whole beatbox? I didn't know I had this. Drinking that later. Last night, I got White Claws. Right? The surges. Yep. And I was like, oh, perfect. More. It says more flavor. Awesome. I didn't know it was also double the alcohol content. I had 4 and I was 2 sheets to the wind.
I bet.
It was fucking awesome.
I thought you took melatonin and went to bed early last night.
I took melatonin and went to bed at like 11. So I still went to bed early, but yeah, I got it turned.
All right. Well, I've got 2 shout outs for my shot. One is obviously a happy birthday to you. Cheers to you, good sir. But the other one, I have to do this one because my oldest son, after going 2-11 last year in wrestling, won his first tournament this last weekend. And I am first place, and we'll get deeper into it, but I am beyond proud of him and all the effort. So cheers to your birthday and his victory.
Well, yeah. So you talked about like how he completely like changed. His motivation went up. He wanted to be the best. He wanted to win. So he put in the fucking time and effort, and he showed up. Like,
Yeah, I mean, he's been doing like I set some stuff up in the basement for him to practice double leg takedowns. And so he's been doing like there's resistance bands. That way it makes it harder for him. And he's been doing consistently 50 to 100 of those every day, and then 50 to 100 snap downs with some resistance bands. And on top of that, like going down, working out, like he ran 1.5 miles.
doing his homework.
And
it's not just about physicality.
Oh yeah, he always does his homework. Like he's the kid that gets home on Friday, and like it was a long weekend, and he was like pissed off because he wasn't playing games. And I'm like, go play games. I have homework. I'm like, you don't have school on Monday. Do it on Monday. No, I want to get it done so I don't have to worry about it.
It's a good kid.
Okay.
You got lucky.
Okay.
Or not that you got lucky. It's more parenting than anything else, honestly.
I don't know. I think it's just him.
It could be. Take a little credit for sure.
But no, I am super proud of all the hard work.
That's badass.
So, but that does lead me into something else that we need to talk about.
Uh-oh.
And I haven't talked about this with you all week when we've been playing games because I specifically wanted to get your reactions first live on the podcast.
Okay.
So, the tournament that we went to, we did 2 tournaments this weekend. Saturday was the one that he won up in Clear Lake, South Dakota. Fought really hard, beat the first guy. Super proud of him. I don't know if you know a ton about wrestling, but he ended up taking a shot, the guy got behind, rode him hard for a period. Chose top when we lost the coin flip. The guy chose top, rode him even longer, and then all of a sudden Jackson got a turn and got him in a crossface cradle, turned him, and just pinned him. It was beautiful.
Okay.
Second one, faced a kid. The kid was tough. He ended up losing to this kid 0-6.
Okay.
So the kid's got 2 takedowns on him. He didn't get any points. Third kid, again, went to take a shot, got sprawled on. The kid got points on him. And then they taught this move, and he did it beautifully. The kid shot in on him. He jumped up and got him in kind of a headlock, a front headlock, which is legal. He didn't have it like by the throat. Slammed him down, like almost put this kid's like forehead into the mat, grabbed him by the chin, turned his chin and did what's called the cow catcher, and basically runs his arm along his back so his arm gets stuck, flipped him over and pinned him. Funny thing with it all was, though, the kid who he lost to the kid that he beat third.
Okay.
Or beat in the third period.
Yeah.
So the kid that beat him ended up getting third in the tournament. We thought he was going up for second. Like, we had no idea. He walks up and he's like, yeah, I'm supposed to sit here. This is second place, right? And they're like, what's your name? Jackson. And they're like, no, you got first.
Oh, so
and he goes,
no.
No clue. Was so pumped. Yeah, like, because he lost one.
Yeah.
So, that was Saturday.
Okay.
Sunday. Mm-hmm. Sunday was another great day. It was a local tournament. Clear Lake's about an hour and a half away. This place was 30 minutes from our house.
Oh, perfect.
Not even 30 minutes. It was 15. But we get weighed in, and I see this kid when we're walking in, and I think this guy's got an extra chromosome.
Okay, happens. I think. Are they allowed? Is that considered like?
That's what I don't know.
Cheating?
And we just saw him as we were walking in. Yeah, like, is it cheating on his part?
Yeah.
And we go up and wait a while to wrestle because they wrestled Tots through right away, which is a disaster. And then they get to matches, and he goes out for his first match, and it's against this other kid that I'm like, is this a homie with an extra chromie?
Is it not
Like,
obvious?
it kind of was, but kind of not. Like, it was like borderline.
Extra
Like, like he wrestled very well, wrestled very hard. I
Yeah.
didn't hear him talk, but then my son laid it to him and ended up fucking pinning him.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I mean,
Equal rights.
but then I get to the end and I'm like, was this one of those ones that like he was supposed to go out and like let him pin him and everybody, and make it on a YouTube video, like
Jackson's just fucking just beating the shit out of this kid.
I mean, yeah,
that's better. He's treating him like a like there's, you know what I mean. Even if he was or he wasn't, he's just treating him like everybody else.
well, and I didn't have the heart to ask anybody, like, because if he doesn't and he overhears me being like, hey, does that kid?
Is that kid's a little? He likes grilled cheese, doesn't he?
So that was a hard one. And then I also almost got kicked out of this tournament.
Oh, I want to hear
that. Like I said, it was a very eventful weekend.
Yeah, it was. Damn.
So in my youngest son's first match at the tournament in T, he wrestled this kid. This kid, it's 10U, so he was 10 or under. And I tell you what, he had a V in his back because he was just cut.
Okay.
And he was a strong kid. Yeah. And you've met my youngest. He's a little pudgy.
A little bit.
Gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's 8 and weighs 90 pounds.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
The kid likes his snacks and hiding them in the basement.
Yeah, and pizza and mac and cheese and
I'm right. It's fucking delicious.
So he's wrestling this kid, and this kid's working him pretty good. And the one time he takes a shot, and I don't know how much, like I said, I don't know how much you know about wrestling, but my youngest stops the shot and goes to go behind, which is how you can get points because it's considered a takedown. If you stop the shot and you get behind him and get control. And the ref didn't call it and gave him points. And the other kid got up right away. And I was kind of like, hey, that was points. So then after the match, he lost, which was fine. After the match, I called the ref over and I'm like, hey, how come he didn't get points for that?
Yeah.
And because the guy was on his belly, and we record all the matches, so I'm not going to be that guy that's like, hey, this is the video. It doesn't. I'm not that worried, but I just wanted to know.
The win, then that would.
Yeah. But he clearly got behind him, and he's like, well, his hands only touched the mat, and then he jumped back up. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Sure.
I asked the question. I was very nice about it. I said, why wasn't that points? Not, I didn't come out and be like, you fucking idiot. Why didn't you call those fucking points?
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I just said, hey, why wasn't that a takedown? And then some head guy comes over and he's like, he's a licensed official. He knows what he's doing. I'm like, I'm just asking a question here. Yeah. Allowed to do that.
I just want to know the reasoning, the thought process.
So then that was my youngest first match. My oldest already had his first match. And then we went to my oldest second match. And he was wrestling. This kid was pretty good and ended up getting worked over pretty good. Arched super hard when he got in a bad spot where the guy had him in an arm bar. Should have had him a pin. Arched hard out of it. Made it through. Kid put him in the same move basically again and got him on his back. And he was going to arch and the ref just pinned him right away. I was kind of like, well, that was fast. And the guy next to me, who was this kid's that just pinned my son's dad, looks at me and he goes, yeah, he's been kind of calling him like that all day.
So it's not even like you two are mad at each other, like it's just...
No, I wasn't even that mad. I knew he was going to lose this match. Like, this kid was really good. And he was a year older, but that doesn't matter. And I just was like, well, that was fast. And all of a sudden, I turned, this guy's to my right, and I say that, talk to him for a second. Mm-hmm. And then I turn back, and the table worker, because they have somebody that runs a laptop, is in my face going, you say one more word to the officials and you're out of here. I've heard you over there berating that guy. You're not going to berate our officials here. I'm tired of this. You keep your mouth shut. And I'm like, whoa. I'm not even allowed to, ask a question here? All I did was ask a question over there, and I haven't even said anything to this ref. He's like, I don't care. I don't want to hear. No questions, nothing out of you. And I was like, cool, what's your name? I'm not going to give you my name. And this kid is just beat red, just screaming at me. And he's like a high schooler. And I'm like, and he's like, starts screaming at me. And finally, I'm like, what is your name? My name's Hunter. I said, Hunter, appreciate it. I won't ask any questions and put my hand up to shake it. And he's like, I'm not shaking your hand, and walked away. I was just like, what the fuck just happened?
That's so
It
weird.
was-
I think Hunter got
it was-
jumped.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe it.
Was Hunter like jacked? Like he was a wrestler?
He was a small wrestler.
Can't blame steroids then.
No.
Well, I mean, it's just
The zero part of me was worried about fighting him.
yeah.
Not
no,
that
it's-
I was even thinking about fighting him, but you know what I'm saying?
Just
Like, to give you an idea of his size.
Yeah, just a kid.
He was just some 16-year-old that I think was on a power trip.
Yeah, probably happens. Happens a lot. Have you ever had good coworkers besides great?
Have I ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like coworkers that you fully like really got along with.
Yeah. One of my best friends who passed away a couple years ago
Okay. So
he was a really good coworker, and long after we quit working together, I'd still call him and talk to him. And
fuck yeah. Love to hear it. So I've like worked a ton of jobs, and my coworkers were always just kind of like peripheral, right? Like, oh, I'll talk to them, whatever, but wouldn't hang out with them. These ones we've all been together for like 8 years. So
it's a long time.
yeah, and no one's ever at work done something for my birthday. It's not something that I ask for. It's not something I really care about. It's just a birthday, right? These ones got me a pie, which is key lime pie. It's my favorite, handmade from one of them, which was, and they got me a card, and they actually wrote like long statements in the card, and like came into my office with candles on the pie. Like, I know how to feel about it. Like, that's the first time anything like that's ever happened to me, besides like my family or my lady, So I know it felt weird. I liked it, but it felt weird.
Got some emotions you're not used to, did you?
Yeah, appreciation in the workplace. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's weird how some of that stuff goes. Like, you don't expect it, but like then if it doesn't happen, you're sure you're also a little disappointed.
No, I mean, it's never happened before, so like,
Oh,
usually you're like, yeah, it's my birthday, but it's just like, okay, whatever, happy birthday, go about your day. Maybe that one coworker you're really close with gets you like a bottle of whiskey, right? Because I'll do that when it's someone's birthday that I work with. I'll get them a bottle of something just at the BX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was thoughtful.
Yeah,
because it was key lime pie. I don't know. It was weird. That was the first for me, so.
What have you also, I mean, since I've known you, you haven't really steadily worked in a place other than...
In the Air Force.
Yes, and you don't generally see people. You see them once a month or every other weekend or whatever it is.
Yeah, we do for flights and
know.
stuff, so maybe like 3 or 4 times a month max.
Yeah. And so you generally don't see people, and when you do see them, it's not like a normal... You're not in a normal like office where you
Yeah,
work 8 hours and go talk to people and then go do your thing like you are now.
And then the other jobs I had before then, we were in a hospital or working calls on an ambulance. We didn't have time for that shit like at all.
Yeah.
So it was, I don't know.
I mean, you didn't even...
Office job.
Yeah. Yeah.
I made everyone pizza.
You made them pizza?
Mm-hmm. Perfected a dough yesterday. Nailed it.
Nice.
Overnight proof.
That's how you got to do it.
And then I got my buddy's Italian grandma to give me a sauce recipe for it. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, it's a weird birthday just because of that. That's not something I'm used to.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was. We burned this shit on our first pizza. Pizza ovens are really hot.
Yeah. Yeah. You have a pizza oven?
So yeah, one of the guys, because we had a pizza off where I made a dough and he made a dough, and we made different pizzas using it, and everyone tried the pizzas to see who had the best, who had it going on.
So obviously, since this is I'm gonna say you're lying because otherwise I would have heard about it before this.
No, it's just been one of those things that we talked about doing. It wasn't a serious competition, but I'm pretty sure he bought his show.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a pizza oven. He has a pizza oven that uses pellets, right, from like triggers and
Oh,
stuff.
yep.
And I mean, that thing was really finicky. But I throw my pizza in there and I walk away and I come back and it's just on fire. It's like, I did not know it was super fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That way, we got some steaks for me and my dog and my mom. Just been chilling all day, dude.
Nice.
I was gonna try to be off, but with all this stuff going on,
What's going on?
with the brown people. Nope, he froze.
Oh, yep, he did.
My stream says it's excellent. So, here it is.
It said what?
My stream says it's excellent, and it never says that. Oh, nuts.
You're using all the packets, aren't you?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Matt seems to be going through a solar flare. Oh, there he is.
It wasn't me, buddy.
So, what would you do if you found out aliens are real? Like 100%, they're here.
Nothing.
Nothing?
You froze again.
Yeah, you froze too. Chilling. Yeah, no drop frames. Oh, maybe our connection to each other isn't that great. Although I got nitroed so we could make it better. When we were having all those issues, I think it worked.
Yeah, we didn't have issues there for a while.
I like to think it was because of the nitro, but so you wouldn't change a single thing if you found out aliens were real.
What am I going to change? Like, I mean, yeah, maybe if like it would have only way it would change is if I had to change, like if they invaded or which I don't think they are.
I don't think they would come all this way to pick a fight.
I don't think they would either, and if they are, like, we're probably kind of fucked anyway.
If they could make it here.
Well, if they make it all the way here and they want to pick a fight, like, I doubt it's War of the Worlds where all we have to do is fucking get them sick, or it's not Signs where we just have to throw fucking water on them.
That's wild. That was a weird twist.
It was, but it was such a good fucking movie.
Oh no, absolutely. The suspense on it gave me nightmares because it came out when I was a kid. It gave me nightmares. I loved it. I'll watch it to this day. I never understood what was going on with the daughter, though.
It was like she had the sense of like why to like leave water. She just didn't know why. That's how there was water all over the house for Meryl to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that. I never like. Did she have psychic powers? Like,
no, it was a sign. It was her sign that the water tasted funny, so she always got different glasses.
Oh,
it was part of the sign.
It did always taste funny. Interesting. That's kind of cool.
It was a sign.
From who, though? Who signed it?
I did make.
What's up?
I was gonna say I made sourdough discard pancakes for supper tonight.
Oh.
They were pretty tasty. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I like sourdough pancakes. One of my airmen made them for us, and I was hesitant. I ate the bitches without syrup. Like they were that good. Yeah, sourdough just tastes yummy.
Yeah, it gave it like almost like a waffle type taste.
Kind of. It's just like a denser, funkier. Like I like it. I think it's
really good.
I want to do a sourdough, but
pretty simple.
I have a fermented jar of garlic honey going right now, so that's kind of cool.
Sweet.
Just to see if that works.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your alien stuff.
No, it keeps coming up and up and up constantly, and it's just like as a person who works for the government, I probably would change a lot,
Yeah, you would.
Super different, but yeah, I don't know. I only see it as a positive, even if they're evil. Like something new. all this stuff going on at the border, like, I don't care unless they like make me work it, which is cool. Whatever, it's my job. But I got that boring 9 to 5 now. I teach. That's new.
Yeah.
It's the getting old part now. We're like, okay, if you could do the job really well now, teach people how to do it. I'm like, oh. Damn.
I almost applied for a teaching job at my company, but it was like a temporary that could be permanent, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah.
And I don't want to deal with new people all the time.
That would be your like a rotating door.
Yeah, 100%. Like they do like 3 or 4 classes a year, and you would teach all the new people the same thing, go through all the same headaches.
I like teaching. I think it's fun, but I like teaching what I teach because I enjoy the content. You know, I like the
Yep.
mission and the like the what's in what I'm actually teaching. So that's a little different. Which I go to school on the March 20th, so we're gonna have to reevaluate the podcast a little bit. It's times are weird, especially being this close to the border. You know, I had to have that conversation with my lady, and I was like, "Hey, if things start getting weird, stuff starts happening close to home, I'm gonna send you off." Like, do you know
Where
what
are
I
you going
mean?
to send her off to?
Wisconsin,
Wisconsin?
Wisconsin, yeah.
Why Wisconsin?
She has a ton of family in Wisconsin,
Oh,
and they're super. I actually really like them. They're super down to earth, really nice people, very Midwestern.
well, yeah, that is the Midwest.
Yeah, I mean, and I had that conversation with her, and she's like, "Oh, shit!" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna keep you down here if it's dangerous, you know." Stuff we have to think about.
Threat level midnight.
Especially if we fight with Canada, you gotta worry about yourself, you know. You might get sticky.
I'm not worried about Canada at all.
That's fair.
I'm not worried about anybody even trying to come through Canada.
No.
No.
I mean, what if they like came across the water and they're down instead of crossing up?
Yeah, they could. That's an option for them for sure.
Very Red Dawn.
Yeah.
God, I would love a Red Dawn esque thing. Also,
which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one definitely was like looked better and was more modernized. It's cool.
Well, obviously.
But the first one's the movie was better.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Just noticeable difference. And you know, I love Josh from Drake and Josh.
Really, I fucking hated him in that.
I mean, in that he's not great.
He was fucking horrible in that.
That's Thor's brother too, right? The other one.
Yeah, it was Chris Evans, or not Chris. That's Captain America. Yeah, it was Hemsworth.
Was it? No, I thought it was.
Yeah. No.
There's 4 portions of it that I really enjoyed. It's good, but it's not as good as the first, honestly.
Yeah, like Josh was the only part that I really didn't like about it. I thought he was fucking worthless in it.
I did really enjoy the nerd, right? I can't remember who that was.
Some nobody.
I keep thinking it's the dude from the Bridge to Hudson. But I don't think it's actually him. That's where warfare is going, right? Like modernized technology, drones, kids putting a fucking Glock on a drone with a trigger.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was a cool little prediction they did with all of how he figured stuff out. You know,
yeah, but it's going to come down. I mean, that's where you look at like that style of warfare, and that's really what it's going to be. You know, like if the military gets, I don't think it would ever happen that the military, like, our just air superiority would not allow people to come in.
So, greatest air force in the world, largest air force in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what the second greatest and best air force in the world is?
The Navy.
The U.S. Navy. Yeah. Like,
Yeah, we're good.
yeah, we're good. I mean, and we're landlocked and gotta secure and which is the whole thing. We gotta secure the South, right? Because that's in turmoil. We secure that up to Panama, we're set. We're good.
Yeah.
So, but doing that, I think Gabe sent me something. I don't know if it's true or not because it was an article, but about allowing pirates, American citizens, to become pirates, private contractors, or something like that, where you can go and attack the cartels and you get to keep a portion of profits of their stuff.
That's a fucking can.
That would be dope.
That's
Well, they're labeled terrorists now. They're officially terrorists.
yeah.
That's their step.
Yeah, I mean, you want to deter stuff like that, you got to make the consequences so bad that you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know.
We've got military on the border. That's a known thing. Where they're there. They're assisting, but they're there.
I think there's a lot of military guys that retire that would love to go do shit like that.
So that's something my girlfriend's dad and I have talked about a lot. He said, "Give my generation a bunch of Marble Reds, a couple bottles of whiskey, and a last stand area, and we're good." And and I've talked to his friends, and it's a sentiment they all share. They're like, "I live my life. I'm set. I have my family. Like, all my kids are out. I'm cool."
Yeah.
Which is a great mentality for the men here to have, because what if something does happen? Now, okay, I do have a bad life,
I don't know. I don't think anybody. Like, I think you're even underestimating the power of the U.S. military. Like, if they decided, like, we're going to lock this down, we're not relying on somebody's dad to go out and fucking hold shit down.
But it's still cool.
Like, there are plenty of 20 and 30-year-olds that are fucking gung-ho and ready to roll.
What's the statistic? It's like boots on the ground within 24 hours and you were in the world.
Oh, I'd believe that, yeah.
I think that's what happened. I think that's what we have right now. I know on my end, professionally, we could get a functionary for my job up and running within 24 hours and get people in and out of combat zones in the same amount of time, right? Like, that's just what we do. Awesome. It's a great mission. It's not badass, right? We're not special forces. We're not anything cool, crazy, or awesome, but we're a little higher up on echelon, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Also, my grandmother, mother, and lady love the fact that it's a very safe job that I have.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, and you look at how many guard companies we have. I mean, I'm sure each state has at least two.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's, I mean, I think my state has two. And we're one of the smallest states.
Yeah, in the middle of nowhere.
In names of population, anyway.
Yeah.
And so you go to bigger places, Arizona, California, Texas. I mean, you've got 40 National Guards that are just National Guards. We're not even talking active military.
Yeah.
Like, just people that are trained to, at the drop of a hat, that can go in and set shit up. Like,
so here's the rub of it too. An active duty Air Force medic I trust less than most Guard and Reserve Air Force medics, for the simple reason that they're in a duty station doing clinic work or doing 911s, right? They're doing work. They're absolutely doing a great job. But you have clinicians out in, like, Chicago, downtown San Antonio, downtown Atlanta, that are just working as paramedics, or nurses. You have techs that are enlisted, but they're actually nurses on the outside. They just don't have a commission. And they have, like, a wealth of clinical knowledge and experience in the reserve. So, like, they get sent out, and you just blossom an entire unit because you have people who haven't seen that much, and then you have guidance from someone who's seen everything.
mm-hmm.
I think it's really cool. Really
Yeah,
fast.
like, and that's the same with, like, aliens and shit like that. Like, I mean, it's whatever threat it is, which is why I think a lot of people, you're able to, why everybody is so able to speak their stupid fucking opinions on the internet,
including ours.
Like, if we weren't in the land of the free,
Oh yeah.
so much shit would get shot down. Like, everybody is now, oh, Trump's a fascist. He's doing all these illegal things. And it's really funny to like listen to these guys that used to be like very left leaning. The Daily Star with Jon Stewart. I don't know if you watch any of his clips. I started following him. I absolutely love Jon Stewart.
I've heard that from people.
And even like Bill Maher. Bill Maher was a very left leaning and has now become very edge of left, if not center. I mean, they're definitely not conservatives, but they're just calling out like it's amazing the shift that's changed. Not necessarily like in the media, because I think the media is still doing the same nonsense that they always were with Trump. And, every little thing that he does, we're going to scream.
Yeah.
We're going to scream, I mean, and even like, did you see the thing where Selena Gomez was talking about all these raids and they're sending my people back. I'll do whatever I can to help. And she's like fucking sobbing and like, I'll do whatever I can. And fucking Mark Wahlberg was like, don't you have $1 billion? Go help people.
Because Mark Wahlberg helps people. Like,
yeah, all the time.
Yeah. Like he
yeah.
Say it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's like, but these guys are now like, the Jon Stewart, like, he probably disagrees with Trump on a ton of stuff, but he's calling out so much more. And like, we're getting so far, like, that pendulum swung so far left with all the trans rights and free speech and hate speech of, calling somebody by the improper pronouns and stuff. And we're slowly starting to see that swing the other way.
Mm-hmm.
And
were you ever left leaning at any point in your life? Because I always hear the argument that it was very like age based.
It's a young thing.
Mm-hmm.
No, I've always had certain beliefs, like, and the Conservative Party's actually changed on how I feel about certain things. Like, if I had to label myself, I would consider myself more of a libertarian than a conservative.
I can feel that.
Probably my favorite meme of all times was, I just want my gay friends to be able to get married while smoking a joint, and the government shouldn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong
with guns.
With guns.
Like,
there's nothing wrong with being a libertarian, too. It has a bad rap right now, so...
It's not that I don't think that government serves a valuable role. I just want the government to have as little impact on my life as humanly possible.
I think it should. Unless you work for the government, it really shouldn't impact you all that much.
Well, but we've all been so brainwashed into how much it actually does affect your life.
A lot.
Like, how much you pay in taxes. Taxes are a ton of fucking money. And the other, I'm sure you've heard this before, and a lot of people have talked about it. Have you ever thought about how fucked up our actual tax situation is? So, like, you fill out your taxes, right?
Okay.
So, you have to go through and fill out all this information for your taxes. If you owe a bill to somebody, don't you call them and be like, hey, how much do I owe you? And they're like, hey, you owe us $39. Or you owe us $170, or whatever the number is.
Okay.
Cool, I'm going to pay you. With taxes, when you file your W-2, you write down what you think it is. You can't call them and say, hey, how much do I owe you? You send it in. And then, after they review it, can tell you if it's wrong and that you owe more money.
That is a little weird.
Name any other system where you can't just be like, hey, how much do I owe? Cool, this is how much you owe.
Or that you owed less, so they give you money back.
Yeah. Like, hey, actually, we took way too much out of your paycheck, so we're going to give you money back. It's just, it's really a fucked up system.
But is there a fit? I mean, I'm sure somebody way smarter than I am came up with a fix.
Well, there's a lot of people that have come up with fixes for it. Like, you just do like a flat tax rate. Like, none of the loopholes. And think of all the people that you could eliminate from the IRS if you just did a flat tax.
Yeah. Do you see all the government programs that got shut down?
Lots. Not necessarily shut down, but a lot of them are just put on pause right now while Doge goes through them
Now,
and finds waste.
so I read an article about some of them, but there's no way that these are like real things.
I really think that they are. Like, did you see the one where they stopped them from buying fucking like 50 beach houses in fucking like I don't know, Croatia, or it was some fucking random country, and it was like $30 million that they were going to buy like 50 properties.
So, because I saw one that was like, hey, this is the government fund to teach clowns how to make balloon animals. It was like 1.9 mil.
I'd believe it. I bet that there's a scholarship that they give out or a grant or something that somebody can apply for.
That's so weird. Why? Like, there's no point in that. I mean, I get it.
But at the exact same time, why are we sending money to Ukraine? And, you know.
Oh, yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Let them fight their fight. No one helped us.
Well, I mean, like, it'd be one thing if they were like, hey, come help us fight. But we're not getting involved, so we're just going to send you a bunch of money and guns, and, like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make any.
And I feel for them, right? I love the story. They're underdogs and they're winning. You know, they're kicking ass. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Very American of them. But, you know, we got our own shit to deal with, so let's deal with that first.
But at the exact same time, if they were so independent, why didn't they just join NATO right away and could have ended it all?
True, I think.
Like, I think they were pushed to join NATO, if I'm not mistaken.
And they didn't, right?
It very well could be wrong. Yeah, they chose not to.
That sounds right.
I'm not going to talk on things that I'm not 100% sure on, because that's just
I agree.
dumb of me. But, yeah, I don't know. And just that side of the world, I get it. We want resources. Cool. Right? Deplete the world's resources before we deplete our own. Awesome. But it's getting a little ridiculous.
I don't know. I like Trump's idea. Canada, Greenland, supercontinent.
That would be super cool to have Greenland.
Somebody did say, I haven't looked it up yet. I'm going to look it up, and I want to see if it's true before I say it and look like a fucking idiot.
That's the problem.
And if I do look it up, I'm going to put it on the screen for everybody to see. You won't be able to see it. Nope, it is not. I thought I read somewhere that somebody went through and changed it from the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America.
I wonder what the process is for that.
Because I can't wait for it to be the Gulf of America. Well, CNN says Google Maps will change it.
Yeah, Jon Stewart was joking. He's like, yeah, they're going to just like Crayola crayon it and draw a big X through Mexico and write America underneath it.
I don't want it. I mean, I don't see an issue with it, though. Then we'll completely have Cuba surrounded. We'll take them over, you know?
Yeah.
Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, get all of them.
Well, and I think we talked about this a little bit last time, but like nobody really takes over things anymore. Like,
I don't think they can.
No?
No, that everyone else.
But like, I don't know why wouldn't you work a treaty to have another country join you? Like, why do they need to stay their own country? You know, like, stay your own country within America.
Just like Texas.
You know, well, each state is technically their own
thing. Yeah. We just have a very big national identity. You know, we're Americans,
yes.
Even though we're all vastly different depending on what region you're from.
Mm-hmm.
I've always liked that about us, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the fact that you can, like, if you disagree with politics in a certain area, you can move and go to a different area and they can have different, you know, laws and And that's where I think like federal laws should be very limited on what they tell us. Like that's why I was very like I liked the Roe v. Wade just for the simple fact that it just took power away from the federal government. Like it could have been anything too. Like it didn't have to be that. I just like the federal government not having say in stuff, and I think the states. I think we should get more into having states' rights and what the states decide on things.
I'm cool with that.
So that way, if you live in California and you want weed legal and Nevada doesn't, cool. Then anybody that wants to smoke weed that lives in Nevada just has to move to California. That's all they got to do, and it's legal.
Yeah.
You know? And if there's a group of people that are like, hey, weed's the devil, cool, live in Nevada. It's legal. It's not legal there.
Or just like all the dry counties in like Utah, because that's where all
Yeah.
the Mormons are. You know, can't drink in
Exactly.
Utah. Cool. I
Like,
will not
you
go
just-
to Utah.
Yeah. Like, but you can be you. You can practice your religion. You can have your own beliefs and do what you want.
I mean, you're selling me on it. It doesn't sound bad.
Welcome to the Libertarian Party.
Oh gosh. I don't think I could be that and work for the government at the same time. I'm not Ron Swanson.
Sure you can. I wish you were fucking Ron Swanson.
I wish I was too. I don't know. He's kind of gay.
He plays a lot of gay
He
characters.
does. That's because he's a man that's comfortable in his sexuality. Like that's just all
Yeah.
it is. Like, think of
I'm sure the money is probably pretty good too.
probably makes a big difference. But yeah, no, Ron Swanson's the shit.
You ever think that that's like Hollywood trying to like desensitize us to homosexuality?
Probably. And it's working. 100%
Like
it's
taking
working.
these super masculine guys that played like Ron Swanson's character and then later on having them play openly gay characters.
While still being Ron Swanson. That character was
Exactly.
Ron Swanson in the Apocalypse. Like that's exactly
Yeah.
who he was.
But he did it in Brooklyn Nine-Nine too.
Oh, he did, and it was again the same thing.
But he was an OBGYN in that. And
well,
You know?
if I was a waitress and I served coffee all day, I'd get home and be like, if I see one more cup of coffee, and then being an OBGYN, if I see one more,
you think so?
no, absolutely not.
No. That's a totally different story from coffee.
No, that's a rip from Friends.
Rip. Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
No, and I think it's necessary. I think that's one of those things that some people might consider woke, but I do think it's necessary because there is a big population of men out there, and I do say mostly men, that are very uncomfortable with the idea of homosexuality and they need to be exposed to it. You don't have to shove it in their face, but just
That was the only thing that I never liked was shoving it in the face.
yeah, just like I said, The Last of Us, that relationship, that whole episode was perfect.
Mhm.
Because
I
it
agree.
wasn't about them being gay, it was about the love that they had for each other.
Well, because a lot of times they like to make it like their whole personality is that.
Yeah, it wasn't at all. Neither of them I would pin them as gay
No.
based off conventional trends,
Yeah. It was just who they were.
And it was so well done. And that is
It
when
was.
it's so acceptable. Like I'll watch that episode again right now. Like that's totally fine. It was a great episode and it was very heart wrenching. Like I went out, I felt for it. Like fuck yeah.
Yeah.
When things are done like that and it's not overt or in your face, I don't care what you tell me. You can have furries do that. I don't give a shit.
Don't tell your nephew.
Yeah, he hates them. He hates them bad. But that's just my opinion, of course.
That's what all these are, is our opinions.
Yeah, just for the record.
Yeah, like I don't speak for anybody.
Except for myself and my dog. I will say though, if we're allowed to become pirates, I'm gonna call up Gabe. All right, buddy, put the hat on. Did you see that?
You mean speaking of gay pirates, you're gonna call Gabe.
We were just talking about gay stuff, but no.
Well, that and you and Gabe together are pretty gay.
Are we? I don't think so.
Like on a scale of Ron Swanson to Elton John, you guys are like pretty leaning towards Elton John.
We do like to break out into musical numbers every now and then. That is true.
So
This is my best friend. Oh shit! Speaking of that, I gotta make sure to message Julian back. He texted me. Nuts. Oh, fun
yeah,
fact.
he has not messaged me to play since he went off on his tangent on me.
I'm sure he will. Well, no, he didn't message you in the first place. You messaged him.
No, he messaged me the last time. I was just online playing, and he sent me a message in the Discord.
That man talks.
Yes, he
He's
does.
got a lot to say, but I love him for it. The thing I love about him, and I know this is like not related to anything anyone watching this would appreciate, but he finds his belief and he sticks to it. There's no, it's unflappable. And there's
See,
like an
I don't like that.
I like the commitment to it.
I don't, because it means you're unwilling to listen to other sides. Like, if anything, I'm the exact opposite, where like I'm very non-committal on a lot of things because I want to hear what you have to say about it. And maybe you have intelligent things that you're going to say.
I guess that's a good trait to have. Don't dig
And
his heels in.
But
he's not a dick about it. He's not digging his heels in. He's just, at least in the past.
He was digging his heels in pretty hard.
He is getting older. I don't know. He's a weird one, and I love him to death. I like to think I've cultivated some very interesting friends over the last 33 decades, you know.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. Like, I've had a plethora of different friends. And as you get older, it's really hard to meet like new good friends. You know, because a lot of times you get stuck in your own. You get stuck, you know.
You get a rhythm.
Well, you get a rhythm, but also you've got like so much time. Like for you, when you got home from work today, what responsibilities did you have?
I had to take care of my dogs, cook dinner, laundry that needed to get done, shower, basic human needs.
If any of that stuff didn't get done, was it the end of the world?
No.
Could have stopped and gotten food.
Yeah, could have picked up.
Could have
Whataburger. You know.
Could have air fried fucking some taquitos or something.
Yeah.
You know, anything like that.
I do need to feed the dogs. The dogs need to be fed.
Yep. You're talking about 30 seconds there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, like a minute. They have to do tricks before they can get fed.
Sure okay, well, that's mean. But do you have to do tricks to get fed?
Depends who's feeding me.
Yeah. But the point that I get to is when you get older and you have children, there are so many other steps that I have.
Yeah. No,
I get done with work. You know, and
another human is relying on you to live.
It's very time consuming. And then even if you meet somebody that you click with, like the ability to like just get to a Friday night and then want to go do something, you know, and then if you meet that person that's like, oh yeah, let's go to the bar or let's go here. And it's like, fuck you, I'm not going to the fucking bar. Like
I like to think that's why our friendship worked, because it's been so non-committal and just slow effort.
Yeah.
Really, we have similar views, similar opinions, and we like the same things, and there's no commitment. You would text me. You could text me today and be like, "Hey, can't do the podcast tonight. Do stuff with the kids." I'd be like, "Okay, let's reschedule for a different day." Like it's.
Well, yeah, and I wasn't even sure like if you were gonna do stuff with your girlfriend tonight, or you know, if you had family stuff.
She has a whole camping trip planned, and it was thunderstorming like crazy all day and all night. So I don't want her driving in that condition, right? Because that's just it's 45 minutes to get here on back roads, and I'm just like, meh. So I told her, like, just stay home. Well, I'll play some games. We'll stream to you. We'll talk. Like, it's fine. But I personally don't think my birthday is a big deal. Like, I don't care. She was a little upset, but she got through it. Whatever.
See, I would have been like, yeah, okay, and then I would have drove.
Yeah, but you're a man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm aware. I've
got the Frankie beans. It's one of those things where like, no, honey, just stay home. It's fine. We have plans for this weekend with my family for dinner, birthday celebration. I'm already uncomfortable celebrating my birthday twice. I don't want to celebrate it 3 times. You know?
Yeah.
So I do think I want to talk about this real quick. I do think it's really cool. Like a facet of my relationship I've been really enjoying is that she enjoys watching us play video games. I really enjoy that. We would get home and she would be like, "Hey, so you're gonna play games tonight?" I'm like, "I don't know, maybe. I'll text Matt. Maybe he wants to play." She's like, "You should play. You need to make goal. You need to play." Like,
Well, that's just because she doesn't want. She's not comfortable knowing that I'm better than you.
that right.
Yeah.
I think I'm the best Jeff Landshark we have. So
Between the two of us, 100%. You are the
Absolutely.
best
And you're
land shark in our group of two.
you're the best Captain America. I'll tell you what.
I tell you what, though, I catch so much flack for playing Captain America because nobody understands what actually happens. Like, I had people tell me that I should not be playing him, even though I was 100% the reason that we won the game today.
Yeah, creating space, pushing people. Like I think as we rank
Getting
up,
to the back line, busting people up, and then getting back. Like, I do hardly any damage, barely any kills. But while I'm back doing that, they're able to kill tanks because the healers aren't fucking mowing, just buffing up the tanks.
yeah,
And then they're able to get to the back line and kill them. And while I'm in the back getting healed.
yeah. Every time I see you move towards our line, you're the first person I heal. Because I know the sooner I get you healed, the sooner you can get back and do the thing, and we just keep pushing.
Yeah.
That's why I'll give you the bubble line, so you can just back up into it. Like, it works. It's dumb. It works. I love it.
I will say it does confuse me with my wife because, like, for a while there, she was very upset that I was like playing games every night, which I think it was a little too much. I tried to reel back and went very hard the other way. But then she got super into like reading and stuff to where like she won't even watch TV shows with me. Like I thought we'd go out and like watch a show. And like every night now she's like, I'm either too tired or she's reading a book or she's on TikTok. And I'm like, so I'm just supposed to sit out here and watch TV by myself? Like,
yeah.
Why don't you come hang out with me? You can read your book. I'll play games.
And that's what I've been enjoying because when she's watching us play, she's doing something else. She's on TikTok, she's reading, she's knitting, whatever. Crocheting, sorry. That's what I really enjoy. And she'll do it here, like in person or via Discord. She really likes that. I think it's awesome. I get to do my hobby. Obviously, I'm not embarrassed of my friends. My friends aren't like bad people, so if he can hear our conversations, like I don't give a shit.
I'm gonna level it up now. I'm gonna start talking about furry shit and all sorts of weird stuff.
She'll make fun of you. She'll call you some names.
That's fine.
But so we are successfully doing the thing that I know you guys started, and we're doing it because you started it. But I made her a Hogwarts Legacy account, and I drive, and she makes all the decisions and stuff, and she has been loving that.
Nice.
Like, it's very interesting. And then Hogwarts Legacy, obviously, I played and beat it by myself, so I know how the combat works. I'm very proficient in like boss battles and stuff. So she'll make a bad decision that you're supposed to die from. And I know. It was awesome. So she gets a kick out of it. I don't know. It's a new thing, and I really like it. I've been really enjoying it.
That's awesome.
Except when we get fucking shit on, because she'll make fun of me. She'll send me text messages like, "You're not doing a good job."
You should tell her she should bring that to the Discord. Like, verbal thrashings are welcome.
I'll like blame the DPS, and she'll be like, "No, it was your fault."
Well, sometimes it is, but it is that time.
Game time. All right, everybody.
Time to say goodnight.
I appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the Sammy's America podcast. Sorry we get so political. I know a lot of people don't like watching it, or a lot of people really like watching it. We really try not to go that route, but I think every now and then we do need to talk about the problems that we're facing here in America right now. It's important, and it's important to get ears on the ground for the normal, everyday person like Matt. Ordinary. If he was a spice, it'd be flour. Just vanilla, person.
Vanilla's fantastic, so I'm going to take that as a fucking compliment.
French vanilla's even better. But yes. So again, thank you guys for watching. Matt, any last words?
Cheers to you, buddy. Here's to at least like 4 or 5 more. Cheers.
Cheers.
I even took an actual shot for you, just so we're on the same page.
Thank you. Yep. If you'd like to follow us on all of our social media accounts, please do so at the Sammy's Beer Podcast on Facebook. We're live on Twitch every Wednesday, and we're live on YouTube every Wednesday. So, again, thank you for stopping by. And one doodle plus one doodle equals what, Matt?